Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 and the first episode of our third season in this save. We amazingly managed to qualify for the Champions League last time out, so we've got to do some excellent business in the transfer window if we're going to consolidate those improvements. You can see we've got 6 pre-season friendlies set up. The first 2 have gone very well. Cutrone getting a hat-trick in the first and then Sanabria getting a hat-trick in the second. I'm expecting us to get a lot of wins given the opposition that we are facing. And then we will take on Wolves in the Premier League in the first game of the season. You'll see that match in today's episode, and then the Chelsea, Arsenal and Huddersfield games will be in the next episode. It looks like for some reason we've gone into the group stage of the Champions League, which I was not expecting. I don't know why that's the case, given we finished in 4th from what I remember. But for some reason, I'll take it. We're in the Champions League group stage and do not need to worry whatsoever. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not really sure what to do with the transfers this season. You can see we have let a lot of players go already. George Williams, our record signing at the time, or one of our highest signings at the time for 10 million, gone for £2.4 million. He was never going to fit our system, never really going to play, and ultimately not many people wanted him. The big departure is Javi Manquillo, who was one of our best players last season. I think he might have actually won Player of the Year, but PSG came in with a pretty low ball offer of about 25 million, and I then increased the size of that offer up to 35.5, and they accepted it. I think it even goes higher than that, depending on fees and other things. It goes as high as 42 million, which I thought for Javi Manquillo, if you'd been offered that at the start of a save with Newcastle, you'd have ripped their arm off for it. So I had to let him go. It will leave us short at right wing back. There's not too many great right wing backs in the game, so if you've got suggestions there, do let me know. But it's going to be, I think, Carmona's job to step up this season and play at right wing back. Gedson Fernandez can also fill in at that position, which is why I was comfortable letting Manquillo go, given how much money they were offering. Mo Diame has gone to Galatasaray. That move I think we already knew about. Rodrigo has gone back out on loan to Almira. He's still not able to get a work permit for us. And Jack Colback has gone for 5.5 million, which means there's an awful lot of work to do with the team. If we have a look at the squad or tactics, where's the squad depth stuff gone? Here we go, there's squad depth. If we have a look at where the key players are, you can see up front we don't need to do anything. We've got brilliant strikers. If Perez stays, then we are absolutely sorted. Central midfield, we're pretty well covered, but I wouldn't mind getting maybe one more player into those positions just to support the first choice 3, because Saive and Marino not really impressed me. Saive I think should really be leaving in this transfer window. At left wing back, we probably need a new left wing back. Haidara and Marin can do the job, but they're not great. And you can see at right wing back, we're really struggling there with Carmona and Fernandez, but hopefully somebody will come on the market. Otherwise, they will just have to do the job there. And in defence, I'm quite keen to bring in at least one high-quality centre-back and maybe a young one as well to support them, because font doesn't really matter, which means Adara Bioyo is our only cover at central defence. Tom Heaton, I'm happy with in goal, so I won't be strengthening there. But you can see it's sort of the spine of the pitch, really, where we really need to improve if we're going to be competing in the Champions League this season. But hopefully there will be players on the market, and I will see you straight after pre-season to find out who we've signed. Well, we are now the other side of pre-season. You can see we're about to take on Wolves at home. If we have a look at the pre-season, you can see it went remarkably well. It actually improved on the first 2 results. Pinamonte got a brace against Las Palmas, and then against Sestao River, Moise Keane got a couple, lots of strikers on the score sheet. Keane and Marin both got 2 goals against Gateshead, and then against Ghent, 3 different goal scorers securing another clean sheet. 5 clean sheets in 6 games is not bad going whatsoever. So a good pre-season there. The transfer window has been a mess. That's because the transfer window for some reason closed on the 15th of August. I think that's because they've changed the rules so that the transfer window must close before the start of the Premier League season. I think that's a new thing coming in the 2019-20 season, but I wasn't aware of that, which meant the deadline day was one hell of a scramble. So the transfers, not quite what I would have liked, I have to say. If we have a look at the players that went out, Saive did leave the club for 6.5 million. I think people were expecting that. But the players we brought in are a little bit of a jumble and not necessarily the ones that I was desperately after. But we had a lot of money to spend, and I thought rather than risk going into the Champions League with an understrength squad, we could fill it out a little bit. So Rob Holding has come in for £11.75 million. I paid that because it's cheap for an English centre-back. He's decent in the Premier League. He will certainly cover in defence. We've also brought in Arthur Musaku. I was looking to strengthen the right wing-back position, but when Musaku was on offer for 15 million, he is the next Javi Manquillo for us. I will definitely be able to sell him on for 40 million when he's had some game time. He's well ahead of Marin and Haidara and will do a fantastic job down that left flank. We've then got Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He was a bit of a punt, just £5 million, another English player to have in the squad. Can play in the central midfield and possibly even in defence if we really need him to. But for 5 million, I thought that was worth a little punt. Otamendi, the big centre-back that we've brought in, we got for just 17 million. He is 31 years old, but I thought we maybe need a bit of experience because we've got a lot of young players in the squad. You can see he is still a fantastic defender. The game rates him highly. No cons whatsoever to him, and he's without doubt our best defender now. And finally, we got Marko Grujic. I didn't even scout him. I saw him for £8 million from Liverpool, and I thought I've got to pick him up. He's a player that they signed back in 15-16 for 5 million. He's been out on loan and he did brilliantly in the Superliga in Serbia, which is the reason I decided to pick him up because he's got decent stats for a player in his position. And for £8 million, he was worth a punt at 23 years old because we can definitely sell him on for more if he doesn't get into the first team. But from the looks of it, he will be a player playing quite often. He's up there with Fernandes, Drinkwater and Andre, which was the kind of player I was looking forward. And I think really he's a good player to have brought in for so young and so cheap. So a mixture of signings really, if we just go to the board and fix this wage budget, because that will annoy me. Otherwise, we're still over the wage budget and players will need to leave. But we've got a massive squad. Fortunately, they were all able to be registered, which was a bit of a surprise. But you can see we're taking on Wolves in the first game of this season. And this is the team that I'm going to be using going out there. The front three are not exactly a big surprise. We've got Keane, Sanabria and Pinamonte up there. Cutrone is missing for this game. Drinkwater and Fernandes are both going to start in midfield. You can see Grujic, Loftus-Cheek, Andre all on the bench if we need them. Masuaku, yeah, it is Masuaku. Will start at left wing back with Carmona at right wing back. They are my first choice wing backs for this season. Otamendi, Lemos and Smalling, almost certainly the back three that I will be using for the rest of the season as well, with Tom Heaton in goal. So barring Cutrone and maybe Andre in for Drinkwater, this is about as strong an 11 as I can get. And if we don't beat Wolves today, there will be serious questions asked of our transfer policy. Wolves with the throw-in comes to Palmer, back towards Kane. His cross comes out to the edge of the area and it's hit the woodwork there, I think. A decent strike from the edge of the area by Wolves. Unfortunately, Carmona doing his job and getting the ball away. But at the moment, Wolves are the team on top in the first 10 minutes. And we have not started well at all. Sanabria, I think, must have got a knock because his fitness has dropped down. And finally, nearly 20 minutes in, we get our first effort. But here's Sanabria on the ball. He's taken it out towards the right side. Carmona puts it back into Drinkwater. There's Keane onto Pinamonte. Good first touch. And he's brought down in the penalty area just as he was about to pull the trigger. And Pinamonte will be the man taking the penalty to try and give us our first league goal of the season. He got 30 plus last year. And this year he starts off in the perfect way, putting it to the goalkeeper's left. And he is the first man to get a goal for us this season. 1-0 up against Wolves. Hopefully that's the start of us kicking on and getting a few more goals. I'd be surprised if Pinamonte didn't hit 30 goals again this year. Wolves do put the ball forward, but Drinkwater has it after Lemos intercepted. Now Gedson pushes it out to the left for Masuaku, making his debut. He beats the Wolves defender, puts it into Moise Keane as well. He then gets the crossing towards Sanabria. It's come to Pinamonte and he lashes it into the back of the net. 2-0 up. Pinamonte, 2 goals in 5 minutes, giving us that lead now. And I think really Pinamonte took a little while to get going last season. It was a couple of months before he really started to bang in the goals. And I'm hoping we can get him to maybe 40 goals this year. Here's Keane down the left. He needs a better season. He's put it into Pinamonte. He's in on goal for the third, but Ruddy does just push it wide. But Pinamonte certainly itching for a hat-trick here. I can't think of many hat-tricks that were scored quicker than 27 minutes. So had that gone in, he could have set a brand new record. We've got a free kick here. Drinkwater short to Sanabria. He puts it across to Lemos, and he's hit the post, and the defender does just get the ball away. But we're now all over Wolves. We have woken up and are absolutely relentless in our pursuit of this win. Again, another corner here. Otamendi not able to quite get to that ball at the near post. Masuaku puts it in again. Smalling's effort off the post. It's on the line, and somehow Keane has failed to bundle that ball in from about a yard out. He didn't have anybody in front of him. Took his time, and the defender managed to get there and clear it away. But we are looking very comfortable now that we've figured out how to play properly. It will take a bit of time for some of the new players to settle in, but because the core of the team is still exactly as it was last season, we should be able to pick up and carry on. The only player really missing is Manquillo, otherwise we still have everyone we had last season. And in the second half of the season, where we were particularly impressive, we had all the new players come in, like Chris Smalling, Tom Heaton, that we didn't have before. Same for Danny Drinkwater as well. So having those players in for the whole season should really just allow us to get a top 4 finish a little bit more comfortably than we did last year. But it is going to be really, really tough. As Ruddy sends this ball forward for Wolves. I'd like to keep a clean sheet today as well and show that Otamendi's making a difference. Here's Sanabria though. Puts it out to Moise Keane, who's onside apparently. Now Masuaku going down the left flank. He puts a cross in. Pinamonte's in there, and it's just gone over the bar. And still he cannot get that hat-trick goal. He's still got a good 40 minutes to try and get it though, so it's not the end of the world. I'm going to give a couple of the new signings a bit of a chance on the bench, as long as we don't concede here. The ball is cleared away, and now Gedson can counter-attack. He should have strikers up there. He's launched it over. Pinamonte, somehow left alone by the Wolves defence, takes it down the right, puts the cross in. Sanabria is in there, and there it is, 3-0. 2 goals and an assist for Pinamonte. Sanabria gets the header, and 3-0 up. We can afford to bring on a couple of other players, like Grujic, who can come into central midfield. And we could also give Ruben Loftus-Cheek a bit of game time. I'm not sure if they're better the other way around. They are a little bit better if we switch them. But you can see the ball moving out wide to Bouveau. He's attacking, but Masuaku with a crunching tackle there, putting the ball out of play. And Grujic and Fernandez and Loftus-Cheek able to make their debut. A new partnership in central midfield for us. Loftus-Cheek not as highly rated as he maybe is in real life in this game. One of the few occasions where a high rated player isn't reflected in here, because he's only down for a 3-star potential ability. But I think that's underestimating him quite a bit, as he heads that ball straight to Wolves, not doing me any favours. Now Oliveira for Wolves, trying to come forward, finds Bouveau. He's trying to go down the right. Masuaku with a good tackle. He's found Sanabria. Now Keane, he can run at the defence. He's got Pinamonte in support. Pushed a bit wide if he wants that hat-trick. He's keeping it in though. He's already delivered one good cross, and he puts this to the edge of the area, but it is collected by a Wolves player. Maybe should have just put it into the box instead of Oliveira. Now attacking Bouveau again. Everything going through him down the right-hand side, but he's got Masuaku to contend with. He's just completely left him to go though. The cross goes in, and Graham is in there to ruin our clean sheet. But I think there is a foul there. It's a handball apparently. That's how he beat the goalkeeper to it. They do get a corner though. Graham to take. Puts it in, and it's headed straight at Heaton, who palms it down, only for Diomande to put the ball in. And given they've had the ball in the back of the net twice in 2 minutes, we do have to be careful in these last 15 minutes and make sure we don't completely mess up and give them the chance of getting back into this. I'm going to bring Haidara on just to give us a little bit more fitness down that left flank. But here's Grujic on the attack. He's gone for goal, but it's straight at Rudy. It would have been quite impressive had he got that ball in. But still, 10 minutes left to go. All 3 substitutions been made for both sides, so it could be quite a bit of stoppage time as they attack down the right. Diamande's in behind. It's their first time they've managed to do that, but he does just fire it wide, and we will get the goal kick. 5 minutes to go. We're almost certainly going to win it from here, but the question is, can we keep them shut out, and do we have anything left to maybe get a 4th? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We've got a short free kick here though. Haidara puts it to Sanabria on the edge of the area. His cross comes to Lemos, and he does put the ball in, but I think he's offside as he does that. And And indeed, the flag has gone up. He was offside. He looked offside as he put that ball in. It would have been nice to get a 4-1 win, but 3-1, still quite impressive. And Pinamonte with an absolutely sensational game. No doubt he's going to get man of the match. Carmona apparently did very, very well, which is good given he's replacing a £40 million right wing back. Carmona does have room to develop. His potential is quite good, and that's why I originally signed him, because I thought he would be a replacement for Manquillo. He's had an extra year to bed in before doing that, but not a bad way to start our new season. You can see we are right towards the top of the table. If we look at the schedule for the next episode, that's a nice streak of blue. We want to keep that going, but it's going to be tough against Chelsea away. Arsenal at home as well will also be very tough, and then away against Huddersfield, who are established as a Premier League team now. So not the easiest start to the season, but we have a nice run of fixtures after that, and the Champions League to look forward to as well. So if you're happy about those new signings, do drop a like on this video. Make sure to subscribe to see how our third full season goes, and if we can finally win some silverware. You can also check out the website, Twitter and Patreon using the links in the description. But until next time, see ya.